Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Stand Up and Shout Rock Show with Wisk and Kev, coming to you live from Salisbury Center Studios in Manassas, Virginia, on the Wylde Style Network, fueled by Monster Energy. What's up, bud?
I tell you, man, it's a great night, a momentous night, because this is a dream come true for me. So I just got to say that for you guys. I'm a lifelong fan, and I've enjoyed, I don't know how many shows, KIX shows that I've seen over the years. I'd say that I'm in well over several dozen, very easily. Got this in 1986 at the Hagerstown Speedway. I saw you guys
Vintage.
back then. It is vintage. And
See that.
and I'm like honored I can still fit in it somehow.
That's
amazing.
Yep, and so we'd like to welcome Mark, Bob, Jimmy, and Brian to the studio. Welcome,
Hello.
guys. Welcome
Thanks
to the
for having
Salisbury
us.
Center.
Thanks for having us. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for taking a little bit of time. Obviously, first time here to the Salisbury Center. Any initial thoughts after sound check?
Sounds great up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds good.
Yeah, it's a beautiful venue.
I've been here for fights, so I've been here a couple times.
Okay,
All right,
awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Excellent.
Good venue.
So obviously, there was some big news from the band on Sunday.
What?
So announcing that you guys are going to retire after 45 years of recording live music. Any thoughts initially?
No. I don't know. Maybe we'll let Jimmy talk to that a
Well,
little bit.
we've been thinking about this for quite a while, and it sort of picked up speed after I had my cardiac arrest back in November, and so we're all getting older, and it's getting harder and harder to go out and do this on a regular basis. So we decided it's probably time to let somebody else take our spot.
How you doing? You feeling good?
I feel good. I played, my first full show was at M3,
Uh-huh.
and got through it fine.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
feeling good.
Yeah. That's great news. That's
Thank
great
you.
news. Yeah.
Thank you.
And obviously, the KIX shows have a ton of energy. A lot of the crowd is really into it. I saw that we were at M3 the day before, couldn't be there on Sunday, but did see Steve's announcement during the show. Was there any impact from that, from the crowd, or did they just keep on rolling as the set went on?
I think they were kind of shocked a little bit, actually, because it was kind of quiet, and people were like, what? What the fuck did he just say?
The weird thing was the timing, though, because we went right into "Don't Close Your Eyes."
Yeah.
So everybody was out there like, crying and
Oh
stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
A little
Yeah.
more weight to that song.
But I think the biggest thing was like Monday, all of our phones blew up.
Yeah.
Sure. Just streams and streams of texts, and people wanting tickets and all
Right.
kinds of stuff, People you haven't heard from in a while, you know, right?
Yeah.
Some people didn't even know who they were.
We talk about the fans and the fans' impact, but how's it feel for you? Like, how are you all feeling? I mean, to me, any type of retirement is an overwhelming decision. So you feel like it's settled in for you guys yet, that it's really going to happen?
I don't think so. I don't think it'll settle in until it actually happens.
Yeah.
When we're sitting at home,
Over Christmas.
what are we going to do now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we'll have any regrets, though. It's really getting tougher and tougher to travel. I mean, we were traveling during COVID, and those flight delays and
Yeah.
canceled flights just killed us. I mean, it was brutal. And, coming back around when everything sort of got back to normal, it's like, you know what, this still is tough. It's tough to get on an airplane every weekend and maybe, do 2 shows, fly Thursday, play Friday, fly Saturday, fly Sunday. So we do, 3 flights in a weekend, and then Monday you've had it,
Spent,
Yeah.
Or Saturday you've had it.
Yeah,
Sure. You're like, man, I'm tired of this. I wish I was home.
We play for free. That's we
Get paid to travel.
yeah. Paid to travel.
Yeah, so that was really starting to hit home for us, I think. And Steve's got neuropathy in his feet, and he's boogieing around and stuff, and he's just in a lot of pain while he's up there performing. I mean, you wouldn't know it, but he just has a tough time just walking around. So
It's progressing. It used to be just numbness in his feet, but it's gone up his leg now, and it's turned into being painful.
Yeah, pain,
rather than
wow.
just numb. So
yeah.
Yeah.
I recommended some opiates, but he wouldn't listen to me.
So in terms of when I think of KIX, I think of a huge span of your career, and I feel that there's a legacy that you guys are leaving behind. And I know that that's a personal feeling because I love your music so much. Coming out of this Baltimore area, and it's almost like you can stereotype subgenres, right? Like you have the Seattle sound, and sounds coming from Los Angeles and Chicago. Do you guys feel like you have that type of legacy in this area? And what do you feel like your impact is? On I guess maybe I don't mean to pigeonhole you into the Baltimore area, but I just see the love that you guys get from this community because I've been a part of this community for so long.
Yeah, that's why we wanted to do the final show here, because before that came together real quick, but before that we were going to end in Hinckley, Minnesota, was the last show. So
Definitely not our hometown.
Yeah. we wanted to do something for the hometown crowd, and that's how the Merriweather show came about.
Right.
And it sounds like that's going to be a great celebration of music. Your music, Child's Play is going to be the opening act. So kind of finishing it off with a huge bang.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be good. Should be exciting. We got some things planned to go along with it.
Oh,
so.
nice.
Yeah, some surprises.
All right.
Well, I know we're looking forward to
We have our
it.
tickets.
We were fortunate to get tickets,
Yep.
so
Oh, good for you.
we're very excited.
A lot of
Before
people
the
were mad.
scalpers got them.
Yeah, I think we were probably battling them.
Yeah.
On that 10 a.m. to 10:05 block.
Right.
Yeah. And somehow the magic happened.
Right.
Yeah.
Good for you. Good for you.
Highest I've seen from the scalpers is what, 2,600? Anybody seen higher ones than that?
Yeah, I saw like 3,500.
Oh,
Yeah.
36, I think.
we're not worth
Yeah.
that.
Well, what are your thoughts on that? Obviously, there's been a lot of debate about Ticketmaster, the bots that can be set up to impact the ticket sales as
Yeah, you always read about that. As soon as I saw that, I started emailing our agent, our manager, and trying to say, hey, is there any way we can get a handle on this? Because we want fans to have those front row seats.
Yeah.
We don't want Johnny come latelys coming in there and high rollers spending all that money for those. Those belong to the fans that have been with us all this time. And so I don't know if they are able or we're able to do anything about it, but I certainly raised a ruckus as soon as I saw it with management and our talent agent. So,
Well, I'm sure the prices will come down as the show gets closer. I just don't hope we don't end up with empty seats out there
Right.
because of that.
Yeah.
yeah, that's true. The first 4 rows are empty.
Right.
Yeah, that would suck.
Yeah. So, you mentioned the set list then. Are there any wrinkles tonight? Like for people who might be listening right now,
I don't know. What are we
in
doing tonight?
anticipation, coming in?
Nothing.
They'll have to come and see.
I love it.
But for that show, there'll be
They'll
some
have to come
wrinkles.
and see.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And we always change the show up. We always, we're real conscious of the fact that there's a lot of other bands out there that just do the same show over and over again
Sure.
every single summer. And we play all year round, so we're constantly shuffling things in and out, things that Steve might get tired of singing, or something that he feels like he might need a break on, or something we haven't played in a while and we forgot about the song. So we try to keep it fresh, a couple times through. We're conscious of what we've been playing and where we've been and where we played, and we'll try to change it up for the next show.
Excellent.
Yep.
over the course of your all's career, obviously technology's changed quite a bit in terms of recording and performing. What do you think have been the biggest impacts to the music industry from when you guys were starting out?
Oh, well, certainly, Napster came along and streaming basically was born from Napster. So you can thank Lars Ulrich for making a stink about Napster back then. But I mean, that's the biggest thing. Everybody has all the music in the world right on their device, and it's unprecedented in human history. You didn't even have electronic books before Amazon started selling books. So, yeah, I mean, that's obviously the hugest thing. People don't have to buy records anymore. They can just get recommendations from their friends, and everybody shares playlists. And so you get exposed to new music through recommendation, just like when we were young and we all had albums and we would trade cassettes and shit like that.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
It's the same thing. It's just a lot faster pace. So, you get exposed. We notice there's a lot of younger people coming to our shows these days, past 10 years or so, and I think it's because of streaming.
Well, I think it's too, the parents are turning their kids on to the music that they like.
Yeah.
And the kids are liking it.
Yeah. They ride
Definitely.
around in the car to soccer practice with their parents and they listen
Yeah.
to KIX.
That was my kids. My oldest is standing right out here, and he loves you guys.
All
So
right.
Yeah.
Cool.
He's been to 5 or 6 shows with us, and he's a huge KIX fan too. So
That's
I
awesome.
rammed it down his throat.
Nice.
The other 2 didn't necessarily take, but I got one.
It's good batting average. 333.
So I feel like you've probably been, and I feel like I've read a lot about influences that you've had on your music and KIX music over the years. Is there any newer influences that, speaking of that, speaking of streaming, new and upcoming acts that I don't know that you guys might be listening to now that you're just maybe even simply enjoying?
Brian, tell them all about the new music you love.
I hate everything.
If it comes out after 1972, Brian.
No, I did hear. I heard that band on the boat was pretty good.
Oh, Tyler Bryant and the Shakedown?
Oh, yeah. I like
Oh yeah, yeah.
Those
They're
guys
good.
are awesome.
Good
Yeah.
roots rock
They're
band.
like old school sound.
Sure.
And that's why I like
Yeah.
it.
They have
Good roots
old,
rock.
old souls.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jimmy and I saw them warm up for Stone Temple Pilots
Yeah.
a couple
Oh,
years
cool.
ago, and they was it Rival Sons too?
Rival Sons
yeah.
with them, yeah. They
So
were really
Rival
good,
Sons
too.
They're good.
they're amazing live, and
Yeah.
and they have good songs. A lot of bands are good live, and you go listen to their stuff. It's like doesn't really hit it off with me, But for me, I'm into a little bit heavier stuff, so I like one of my favorite metal bands is Bullet for My Valentine.
Okay.
So I listen to a lot heavier stuff when I'm riding around by myself.
Yeah.
Bob.
I don't really. I listen to yacht rock.
See, I can take
Seriously.
that.
Especially in the summer.
Yeah, I.
By his pool.
It just lowers
Yeah.
my blood pressure. There's no, anger and there's no, fight. So I listen to, a lot of Steely Dan and Christopher Cross and stuff. Now that's just when I'm just trying to chill out.
And he
If I'm
doesn't even
listening to-
smoke pot.
If I'm listening to guitar music, there's so many things out there. But I still listen to a lot of the old stuff, and I don't listen to heavy metal. But for the most part, my son's 21, and he'll turn me on to something. And of course, he's turned me on to Wolfgang Van Halen's new stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's good.
His release this week was he's just such a good songwriter. He can write a hook. He's got a good formula, and he's using it.
Sure.
And I don't know if it's been done exactly that way before, the way he's doing it. So it's a kind of a refreshing thing. As a guitar player, I think that's pretty cool that he's choosing to be a songwriter and a
Sure.
singer first.
Yeah.
I just think that's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Excellent.
Yeah, he showed everybody he can really play guitar at the Taylor Hawkins tribute show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He showed him, yeah, I can play the Van Halen stuff too.
Yeah.
But you won't see that at my shows.
Definitely.
Yeah, we had a discussion on one of our most recent episodes about classic rock and what is considered classic rock. And my point of view is anything that's prior to 1980. I think
That's what it used to be for sure.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of bands in the 80s are getting lumped into classic rock as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of a little debate that we had because that was kind of my take on it. It's just timeless. I hate to assign a time period to a sound. It's a specific and distinct sound. So that's a little back and forth that we
Yeah.
had. So it's like, I say it's like Coke Classic, right? Remember when the new Coke
yeah.
came out?
Yeah.
I'm like Coke's just Coke, at the end of the day. So if it's Coke Classic, it's Coke Classic. And it doesn't matter when it was mixed. So that's my crude analogy and all of that.
I think classic rock is defined by the nostalgia that it has for you.
Yeah.
However old it is. Like for me, the first couple Soundgarden records to me are classic rock.
Sure.
You get that feeling. Stone Temple Pilots, same thing. I don't feel like they're, new rock. I think they're in the same. For me, emotionally, when I listen to that stuff, it's, it's like listening to the Eagles or the Led Zeppelin or something. You get that same kind of emotion, and I think that's what I think classic rock is.
Sure. Yeah. Cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, we don't want to hold you guys up, but we certainly appreciate you stopping by, spending a little bit of time before the set tonight. Looking forward to having you guys here at the Salisbury Center tonight.
Jimmy, glad you're in this room, man.
Oh,
we
thank you
were
so
we were at
much.
that November show, that tragic November
Oh,
show,
man.
and so it's it's thrilling. And I feel like, I remember that old Silent Live sketch with Chris Farley, and he was with Paul McCartney, and he was like the poor interviewer, and he was just asking the dumb questions and be like, remember that? That's where I feel like I am right now. And so like if I fumbled and stumbled, I'm sorry, but it's a thrill to be in the room with you guys, and thank you so much.
Well,
Yeah,
thanks
it's good.
for having us.
It's good to see Jimmy alive. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
Yes.
We're glad he's here
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
Thanks to Mark and our guitar tech, Brandon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're the ones that made sure I was here.
I saw him dead. I know what he looks like dead.
Yeah. That wasn't fun.
You don't want to see that.
That wasn't
He looks
fun.
better now.
Well, we're going to kick it to a break here on the Stand Up and Shout Rock Show.